Hello, good morning. This is Joy News Desk. In the next 60 minutes, CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, blasts Communications Minister Sam George, calling for his resignation over the DSTV impasse. Also, Kapito accuses the minister of showboating.
Mr. Sam George, honestly, it's only in Africa that we can joke about these things. These things in any other jurisdictions, his head will go. You know, he'll be made to resign.
We'll bring you live coverage of the minority press conference from Parliament. Also, relief for commuters as Ghana Railway Development Authority begins Tema-Mpakadan commercial service to ease congestion and boost economy. We speak to the CEO about the future of Ghana's railway industry. Details right here on Joy News Desk. You're welcome back to the program. I'm Noella Kareniali. Now, commuters are breathing a sigh of relief as the Ghana Railway Development Authority has launched the Tema-Mpakadan train service, providing a faster, safer and more affordable alternative to road travel. The service began on Wednesday, October 1, 2025, with a maiden trip from the Tema Harbour railway station to Afienya. The 97-kilometer Tema-Mpakadan railway line is a significant part of Ghana's rail revitalization agenda, aiming to connect the network to Volta Lake and extend services to Burkina Faso. Now, this new line promises to ease congestion on major highways, reduce road accidents, and cut the cost of doing business as well. Let's get on to our Zoom lines and speak to the CEO or the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railway Development Authority, Dr. Frederick Apo. Doc, you're welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Awesome. Can you elaborate on the plans to rehabilitate the Accra-Mpakadan railway line and how it will, serve the nation?
All right. Good morning to your viewers. Yes, the Accra to Tema Harbour to Mpakadan railway services began yesterday, where we ran the passenger services from Tema Harbour initially to Afienya, and we are doing that up to Friday. And we plan to run on Monday, effectively, the full timetable will go into effect, where we will be running from Tema Harbour all the way to Afienya, and Afienya to Adome. This is the initial phase for the passenger service, but this line is a mixed-use line. So it provides both a passenger service, which is a social policy, and the haulage, which is the cargo. Where the cargo is what can pay for the infrastructure. And as most people know, this is a $447 million infrastructure. So the cargo is the ultimate aim, and we will begin that by next year to start operating the cargo. So this is a vital line, and the cargo, it will serve between Tema Harbour connecting to Bupe via Mpakadan, the Akosombo Dam. So it will be intermodal transport system that we hope to initiate that, God willing, by next year.
Right, Doc. Let's now talk about safety. I mean, with the launch of this commercial train service, what safety measures are in place to protect passengers and prevent accidents?
Well, the thing is, for every coach, there is something I'll turn around. For every coach, we have what we call the emergency handle. And if I could switch, let me see, I have to turn my camera off, but I don't know how to do that. Hang on. I wanted to, obviously, yeah, I know how to do it. Yeah, so we have what we call emergency handle. These are the emergency levers here. So the emergency levers here is fitted to every DMU. Mm-hmm. So for most people that are into this business or railway transportation, they know that since 2002 UIC standard, we introduced what we call emergency handle in every coach. The purpose of the emergency handle is to do two things. When a passenger is in distress, the passenger can pull this and the train will come to a stop. Or when the distress could be medical or physical. But if you look at it with the emergency, this emergency is connected to the emergency brake. And when you read it, it clearly says that full brake only in case of emergency. Misuse will be punished. So this has been provided in a train to provide a means of safety management system for the passengers. Unfortunately, as part of our initial service, we got some excited, people on board, and somebody accidentally pulled this yesterday, and it came up. As a result, we have initiated what I call short-term mitigation measures, where we have put what I call do not touch here, just to cover it up. So it means that at the moment, the only way to relay any emergency situation is through the conductor, which is not good. But at the moment, that's the only way, because people are misusing the people are misusing the safety features situated in the DMUs. So we have covered it up to prevent that happening in the future. Also, the doors handles have been provided, and that also serves as also another emergency for the passengers. In case the train is stuck, we have what we call emergency exit. And in here, we have what we call window hammer breakage. The hammer breakage allows the passenger to knock this open in case the emergency door handle is not open. This provides additional safety measure for the passenger once on board. But apart from that, this is a modern DMU, and this is a modern DMU with all the safety features, where right requirement for a UIC standard, as well as most importantly for train services, for modern train services globally. So at the moment, what we have to do is to try to do the community sensitization program to advise the customers that come on board not to misuse or to interfere with the safety features of the train. And that is exactly what we are doing. Our conductors are providing what I call community sensitization program as part of the onboarding in Gachi and English to the passengers who are onboarding, just to advise them not to touch these safety features. It is there for them, but if you touch it, it will interfere with the traction interlock of the train, and it will apply the emergency brake, which we experienced, unfortunately, on the 4th sortie yesterday.
Right. And looking ahead, what are your projections for the impact of the Tema-Mpakadan railway line on Ghana's economy, particularly in terms of job creation and regional trade?
In terms of job creation, this is a vital link. I am very hopeful that with the cargo, with the transit cargo, we are going to haul it. And from next year, we should be able to haul the transit cargo heading for the Sahel region through this particular line. Although, of course, a lot of people have got issue with the handling charges at Mpakadan as well as Bupe. But I do believe in a short-term mitigation or in a short-term plan, this will provide what I call some level of leverage and try to take all the tonnage away from our road onto the rails. And that's what we are looking for as a country. So this line is, a lot of people have got their doubts about the profitability of the line, but I see that this line is profitable. It is about having the right commitment, which we got from His Excellency the President, as well as the 24-hour Economic Secretariat, for us to look at the Water Lake as one of the key transit points to be able to do this. In terms of the passenger service everywhere, globally, people that know the business know that it is not a profitable venture. Almost all passenger service globally is subsidized. They are all subsidized. So most people make reference to China or China railway services, both high speed everywhere. They are all subsidized by nearly 47% by the Chinese government. So the passenger service provides what I call is a social policy the government has to provide for the people. It does not necessarily yield profit, although it will help ease road congestion, it will help ease accidents on our roads, and also provide other means of transport for passengers along this corridor. So I am very optimistic that, of course, this line, although the profitability can be questioned in terms of passengers, but the cargo will be profitable and will yield benefit for the country.
All right, Doc, thank you so much for speaking to us. We've been speaking to Dr. Frederick Apo, who's the CEO of the Ghana Railway Development Authority on the reactivated Tema-Mpakadan railway line. Away from that, residents of Lawra in the Upper West region are worried about the delay in appointing a new municipal chief executive, that's MCE, nearly 4 months after the death of Alhaji Adam Muazu. Now, they say the absence of a substantive MCE is stalling development and smooth operations of the assembly. Although Regional Minister Charles Luanga Pausing has been acting, the residents are appealing to President John Mahama to nominate a substantive MCE who will reside in the area. Joining us via Zoom is my colleague Rafiq Salam to give us more details on this development story. But first, here's a report.
Since the demise of Alhaji Adam Muazu on June 25 this year, the position of the municipal chief executive for Lawra has been vacant. The Lawra mayor died 2 months on the saddle following protracted illness. Upper West Regional Minister Charles Wongo Pozun Esquire moved in to fill the void in an acting capacity. Residents of the area felt he is not properly clothed for the position since his sons are already full as the regional minister. On the margins of the Lawra Youth Forum, they expressed concern over the delay in appointing a substantive MCE for the area.
The traditional authorities are not happy. The youth are not happy. The people and citizens of Lawra are not happy that you could even have a by-election to replace an MP who lost his life. What does it take to appoint a chief executive? Whatever the fact, and I'm putting it on record that Lawra has bold, intelligent, and committed young men and women that can run the affairs of this municipality. Whatever the obstacles are, we need one as soon as possible.
For some time now, the municipality is functioning without an MC, and there are a lot of things that cannot be done in the absence of the MC. So as a native and a son of Lawra, I'm deeply concerned, and I feel like the government should do something quickly so that we can have a substantive MC who will be here to steer the affairs and development of the municipality.
They enumerated some challenges faced by the municipality due to the delay in appointing a substantive MCE for the area.
In his absence, there are so many developmental projects that are not available in terms of water, electricity, and many more.
You have disbursed common funds to the assemblies without leadership. Who is going to determine how these resources are going to be allocated? Like today's forum, we ask questions here and they say the chief executive is not there. Chief executive, these are the answers we are going to get in 2 years, because people would abuse the system because there is no leadership. And so we are sending a direct statement to the President of the Republic, to the regional minister, to the National Democratic Congress as a party, that Lawra needs leadership. Lawra needs a chief executive urgently so that they can proceed. We can also benefit from the government's reset agenda.
Issues are cropping up within the electoral era, but quite unfortunate on our part. If I come to the assembly to contact director, that we have to meet the MC who is acting as of now, that is the regional minister. I have to travel way back to work to meet him so that my issues can be addressed. And it is cost involving. So we are only pleading that at least they should try, the government should try. And it's affecting us a lot, it's affecting us. We are going to have just some few days away a major celebration for the Lawra municipality, that is Kobine, but there is no representative of government within the municipality. The regional minister have to step in. If he has any other important issue to address, he has to get a rep to come. And it's disturbing.
According to the Lawra residents, they voted for change to be part of the reset agenda of President John Dramani Mahama. With the current delay in appointing a substantive MCE for the area, their fortune appears to be delayed, dreams shattered, and hopes completely dimmed. They are now looking up to President John Dramani Mahama, who has the power to nominate an MCE for the area, to do so for them to be not only be part of his research agenda, but also change the economic fortunes of the people as well. Reporting for Dwayne News, Rafiq Salam, Lawra.
And joining us via Zoom is our Upper West Regional Correspondent, Rafiq Salam. Rafiq, earlier in your report, I did hear some of the residents mention some of the challenges they're facing in the absence of an MCE. They cited electricity, water, but more intricately, you as our eyes and ears, tell us how the absence of an MCE is affecting development in the area.
It's really affecting development in the Lawra municipality because of the absence of this substantive municipality executive. As we speak now, the Upper West Regional Minister, he is in that acting capacity, and I can report to you that he's not even in the region. I'm told that he's out of the country for the past 10 days. And so clearly means that even if he was present, any activity about Lawra, any activity about the assembly, the people have to transport themselves from Lawra to Wa, which is over 70 kilometers away from us. That is really a huge cost for them. We had one assembly member speaking about the festival, the Covenant Festival, which is a good festival right here in the Upper West region. And so tomorrow is going to be the climax, and then the Upper West region minister definitely will not be around because he is out of the country, I'm told. And so in terms of development of the area, there are a lot of schools, there are a lot of communities that need schools, they need roads, and the roads are really in deplorable shape. And then there are a lot of contracts that have been awarded, and then the people are wondering whether they can have good supervision of some of these things if they don't have a municipal representative who is residing in that particular area.
But Rafiq, we also know that usually when there's a vacuum, we know that regional ministers are asked to step in as acting chief executives, and we understand that is the case in Lawra. Is it not helping situations a bit?
But you must ask yourself how many times the regional minister has been to Lawra since the death of Alhaji Adam Muazu. You know, he passed on the 25th of June 2025. Almost 4 months. But I can tell you that the number of times that the minister has been to Lawra could be counted. It's not up to 10, it's not up to a dozen of times. And so the people are saying, yes, we have a minister who is acting, but we want somebody who is substantive, who will reside in the area. So that our challenge is we can quickly move to him, at least have audience with him so that he can fix our challenges for them. Here's the case, the minister is in Wa, which is about 70 kilometers away from Lawra, and the people are thinking that it's not helpful.
Very interesting. And have there been any indication yet on how soon there will be a nomination?
Speaking to one of the assembly members from the area, to be precise, the assemblyman for the Lawra Zongo, he told us that the minister promised them that they will be able to get a DCE, an MC for the area. They have shortlisted some people, and they think that very soon, he actually promised them that before the end of September, they will be able to get a mayor for the area. We are now in October now, and then they haven't gotten that MC.
Rafiq, thank you so much for joining us and sharing those details with us. Rafiq Salam is our Upper West Regional Correspondent, and he's been speaking to us on the situation in Lawra. You're still watching Joy News Dex right here with me, Noella Karanyali. We take a breather here. We're back with more. You're welcome back to Joy News Desk. I'm Noella Karanyali. Now, CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, is blasting Communications Minister Sam George, calling for his resignation over the DSTV impasse. Now, Kapito accuses George of showboating and failing to deliver on promises to reduce DSTV prices, questioning why the minister didn't explore options like consumer boycott to pressure MultiChoice into meaningful price cuts. Kapito argues that the recent upgrade offer from DSTV, which adds more channels, doesn't address the core issue of affordability.
And even with the data, if you can attest and be fair to Ghanaians, now that they've given you more, the data even doesn't even work as it's supposed to. It keeps rolling around, and rolling around. There are pressing issues at NCA, the telcos, and the ministry, not DSTV. Like I said, DSTV says that a multi-choice or their subscription is luxury. How many Ghanaians even, if you like, do a survey for me. Ask NCA, what is the number of DSTV subscribers in Ghana? We have over 5 to 10 million people who have issues with their telephone, communications, and data. NCA, and I do this because I know, NCA has what they used to determine what the telcos were doing well, which is called the QoS, quality of standard, quality of service. Since the minister came, has he even found out that the NCA has even done that? That is a parameter that will tell you which telco is doing well and which telco is failing. He's been showboating, and that's the word I'm going. He's been showboating for the longest time, and he's been exposed. And we see what makes me angry is he's a typical person who can dish out the heat, but he cannot take the heat. If he can't take the heat, he should get the hell out of the kitchen. Mr. Sam George, honestly, it's only in Africa that we can joke about these things. These things in any other jurisdictions, his head will go. You know, he'll be made to resign. But Ghana, we can't do that. So he'll come back again, and he has audacity to be angry and insulting people. This is what even makes me sick. You've goofed. You haven't done anything that you promised Ghanaians you were going to do, if for nothing. Like I said, the song, you did your best, but your best is not good enough.
Well, still on the Sam George-DSTV Impasse, ranking member of the Information and Communications Committee in Parliament, Matthew Nyindam, have been criticizing the Communications Minister. He says the minister has failed on his own promise to get a reduction in DSTV subscription prices, and we can listen to him.
Promise Ghanaians that we should be expecting nothing but 30% cuts in our subscription to DSTV. That is your promise to Ghanaians. You made it clear to us from the beginning that you are not accepting any repackaging. And you said them trying to do that the South Africans are trying to say that pay this equal amount and they will upgrade you. He, George, will never accept it. By the close of the meeting, it is price cuts he wants. Period. We then say that, okay, we all support you. We are all Ghanaians. If prices fall, we benefit. You come out later, and what you have rejected from the beginning, you've accepted it. And we think that it's not been fair to Ghanaians.
Meanwhile, we know that the minority is expected to make an official statement on this developing story. My colleague Kenneth Jesse is currently in Parliament and is monitoring the situation. And of course, we'll bring you details in a subsequent bulletin. Away from that, for many Ghanaian families, the smoke from charcoal fires is part of daily life, but it comes at a cost. Trees are cut down, the air gets polluted, and health suffers. Now, there's a cleaner way. The Youth Employment Agency has partnered with ZACO to promote eco-friendly charcoal made from coconut waste as part of projects of the Waste to Wealth initiative of the government. Mamavi Safakote has more in this report.
In kitchens across the country, cooking with charcoal is a tradition, but also a challenge. Thick smoke fills the air, leaving women and children most exposed to its dangers. It is this problem the Youth Employment Agency and ZACO Limited hope to solve with their new partnership. At the event, Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency, Malik Basentali, explained the motive behind the collaboration and its benefits for the ordinary Ghanaian.
We are in times where we are busily fighting galamsey. But the galamsey of the north, especially, is deforestation. And that's the felling of the shea tree. So anytime you see a truck fully loaded with charcoal heading towards the south from the north, you should know that those are our trees going down. And I remember in 2019, the chiefs in the Savannah region put a ban on the burning of charcoal. But you see, that's where my problem usually, comes in. When you stop a particular activity that provides livelihood, you need to provide an alternative livelihood. And so we had to think deep and find alternative ways of producing this same charcoal, but at a safer pace, and also to reduce the spate of deforestation in this country.
Mr. Basentali also highlighted the employment opportunities the project will bring alongside its environmental impact.
This falls under the Waste to Wealth project under the Special Initiatives Directorate headed by Director Shadrach Amwak. And our Waste to Wealth will be done in different forms where we always look out for many things that pollute our environment and transform them into wealth creation. If every 2,000, every person of that 2,000 we create even decides to bring on board 10 more people to support him produce this charcoal, it means that we are looking at 20,000, right? And then the indirect jobs of Ghanaians who are going to pick the coconut husks and supply to the factory. So this year alone, we should be looking at about 32,000. If we bring all together, both direct and indirect.
For his part, the founder and chief laborer of Zakol Limited, Amin Sule Abubakar, emphasized the sustainability of the product and how it will improve the quality of air in communities.
Coconut is a seasonal product, but we still have it all year round. Same with palm kernel, same with rice husk, same with cocoa. So even when the season is not in session, mind you, it's the waste that we use, not the product itself. So even when the product itself is not in session, the waste is still available for us to use. If you look at our way of producing charcoal, it's quite different from the traditional way where the smoke is, channeled all over the place. And if you follow our presentation, even the smoke can be harvested to be used for something else.
Mama Visa Fakote's report, read to you.
Away from that, the Ghana Meteorological Agency has warned that its ability to provide accurate weather forecasting is being undermined by the use of obsolete equipment. Now, Director General in charge of General Services, Vivian Ablak-Kali, says the agency is forced to operate without molded equipment, limiting the credibility of their work. She made the remarks during the working visit by the Parliament Select Committee on Information and Communications. Stephen Mensah has more in the following report.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency is sounding the alarm that its ability to deliver credible weather forecasts is being crippled by obsolete equipment. Director General in charge of General Services, Vivian Ablak-Kali, says the agency is forced to rely on outmoded technology, undermining the reliability of its data at a time when accurate forecasts are more critical than ever. Speaking during a working visit by Parliament Select Committee on Information and Technology, she revealed the agency is also battling a huge funding gap, with only one client institution honoring its obligation to pay for forecasting services.
Even though Section 12 of the Act instructs some of our sectors or some of our stakeholders to pay some services or some fees for the services they enjoy, as we speak, we only get some monies from airport company. Ghana Civil Aviation is yet to pay. And Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, as you are here with us, it is our prayer and it's our belief that you would help us in this regard, because as at now, we have no source of funding coming from Ghana Civil Aviation, whom we provide services for.
After touring GMES facilities, the committee pledged urgent intervention. Chairman Bandim Lamanjin Abednego said Parliament will fast-track measures to secure sustainable financing and strengthen the agency's mandate.
Of course, they need to. Their constraint is the lack of equipment that they don't have. I remember when I was with National Communications Authority, they had to rely on the NCA for NCA to acquire some equipment for them. I believe they are still in use. So they relied on the benevolence of other authorities or government agencies to assist them because they themselves could not raise the funding, the money, the required money to be able to acquire some of this project. So I can see staff who are eager and willing and ready to work, but they are frustrated because they don't have the requisite equipment to work with. That is the problem. So we will be engaging the Minister for Communications, which the agency falls under, to consider us increasing their budgetary allocation.
For now, the agency warns that without modern equipment and consistent funding, Ghana's ability to forecast and respond to extreme weather remains dangerously compromised. For Joy News, Stephen Mensah.
Now, WaterAid Ghana, in collaboration with partners under the Sexual Health and Reproductive Education Share Project, has commissioned a new maternity block together with water sanitation and hygiene facilities for the Pungu CHPS Center in the Kasana-Nankana municipality of the Upper East region. It is hoped that the facilities will help promote gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls as key drivers for eradicating poverty and building inclusive, peaceful and prosperous societies. Correspondent Albert Sore reports.
The new facilities include a fully equipped maternity block with water, sanitation and hygiene, wash facilities, safe and disability-friendly sanitation units, a solar-powered mechanized borehole to provide a reliable water supply, and a youth-friendly space for adolescent health clubs. The Adolescent Center will serve as a safe space for young people to receive reproductive health education, mentorship, and training. The facilities were provided under the Sexual Health and Reproductive Education Share Project, which is being implemented by a consortium led by Right to Play, WaterAid, FAWI, FHI 360, with funding support from Global Affairs Canada. It is aimed at advancing gender equality and adolescent-friendly health services by improving wash in health facilities and educating young people on their rights in 4 districts of the Upper East region. Country Director of WaterAid Ghana, Irabina Nyayi Akofu, said the initiative goes beyond the provision of the facilities.
In Kasana-Nankana, we have 20 facilities, but the entire project also works with 87 facilities. The infrastructure we see here, not every facility got it. So some have it, but we want to learn from you, from all the training, how it has impacted infection prevention control, particularly the quality improvement standards that the trainings and the capacity building is seeking to achieve.
The WASH focal person for the Pungu Chips Center, Kotilda Anam, said since the completion of the project, the health facility has recorded a tremendous increase in the number of clients, not just from the Pungu community, but also from other communities.
Then with the programs, 3 sessions, we have topics, teenage pregnancy and pregnancy prevention, HIV infection, testing and counseling. We have contraception, which when we treated a few who came to the facility to access those services, which have been so helpful. And also
the Kasana-Nankana Municipal Health Director, Dr. Edmond Nelik Nyangura, said the facilities had improved service delivery in the area.
We had our water system here, but we did not have a collection point. So anytime the water system was off, we wouldn't have running water. And with this project, at least we have good water that will be flowing and will make service very easy for us. In fact, in our municipality, as we talk now, we did not have any incinerator until the 2 that the Share Project is giving us, one in Wuru and one in Abrogel Center.
The chief, elders and people of the Pungu community were excited about the new facilities and expressed their gratitude to WaterAid and their partners for the gesture. The chief promised that the community would do everything necessary to ensure that the facilities were well maintained. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sori, Pungu, Kasana Nankana Municipality.
And you're still live on Joy News Desk. We take a break here. We're back with business.
Many thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Desk. It's time for business. I am Michelle Ajukum. Now to our stories. New seafarer identity documentation and visa restrictions are causing Ghanaian seafarers to lose their jobs. That is according to the Ghana Maritime Authority. Although Ghanaian seafarers rank among the top 5 most sought-after maritime professionals globally, recent visa restrictions imposed by the United States and the insistence on the new seafarer identity documentation by countries such as Brazil have made it difficult for shipping lines to hire labor from Ghana. This was disclosed by the authority during a working visit by the Deputy Minister for Transport.
The visit by the Deputy Minister, Dorcas Afotofe, forms part of efforts to familiarize herself with agencies under her ministry. The management of the Ghana Maritime Authority seized the opportunity to outline some of the gains and challenges faced by the authority. Chief among the challenges is the loss of jobs by some Ghanaian seafarers due to the recent visa restrictions imposed by the United States of America on Ghana, as well as strict enforcement of seafarer documentation requirements by countries such as Brazil. The Director General of the authority, Naval Captain Kamaldeen Ali, retired, commended government for resolving the U.S. visa issue and expressed optimism that a resolution will soon be reached regarding the Brazil situation.
When the U.S. visa restriction was introduced, the implication is that most of our seafarers were now losing their jobs. Either their contracts were being terminated or the ability for them to renew their contract was becoming a challenge. And the reason is simple. When you are being employed as a seafarer, you must have a visa for those countries. And U.S. is one of the major countries. So every ship may call or would call in the U.S. port at least once in a year, or maybe several times in a year. In the case of cruise ships, as many as over 50% to 60% of cruise ships will definitely call in U.S. port. So, and when you are a seafarer on board, then you must have a visa. We also mentioned the issue of a Brazil restriction, which is also the next one that our Deputy Minister and our Minister are going to look into to help us resolve that one. That one has to do with a special card. It's a security card that seafarers must now have a chip. And it's part of global this, and we are yet to migrate to that as a country, and we are taking steps to do that. But until we do that, we'll asking them for a waiver so that our book that is used now, like a passport book, can still be recognized.
Meanwhile, Dorcas Afotofe, Deputy Minister for Transport, assured the authority of her full support and commitment to continuous engagement.
I have to just commend you for the hard work and also say that you should continue. We still need to do more, even though you've done a lot so far. The ongoing projects in various areas and some of the things that you're also looking to do, I will also help. I'll support. I want to let the DG and the management know that I'll support my minister to give you all the necessary support that you need in enhancing Ghana maritime sector.
Giving the extensive oversight responsibilities of the authority as mandated by the Ghana Maritime Authority Act 2002, monitoring, coordinating inland and offshore maritime activities has become increasingly costly. The authority called on government for support to ensure effective maritime control and regulation.
Let's talk about Ghana's hospitality industry, which has welcomed a new addition with the launch of the Pelican Hotel in Cantonment, Accra. The edifice is aimed at boosting customer experience and strengthening the country's position as a leading tourism destination in West Africa. Here is more.
The official launch of the Pelican Hotel in Cantonment, Accra, brought together different people in the hospitality and tourism sector. The project, executed in partnership with real estate giant DSTV, is expected to enhance the country's image as a preferred destination in West Africa. Speaking to the media at the launch, DSTV hospitality manager Hussein Salame emphasized that the vision behind the Pelican Hotel is in line with government's agenda of upgrading customer experience and positioning Ghana as a leading tourism hub.
In the Ghanaian market, I'm in Ghana market since 14 years. I did the opening for more than 4 to 5 hotels. So I'm used to the Ghana market and the expectation of the Ghanaian customers and the expat coming to Ghana. And I think 2 weeks ago, the Mr. President Mahama, he spoke about the customer service in Ghana, that we need to upgrade it. Our aim is to upgrade the customer service, to keep upgrading the customer service, and to let Ghana be the best destination in West Africa when it comes to hospitality service.
Pelican Hotel's General Manager Philippe Hiti noted that the hotel is committed to delivering personalized services tailored to the needs of its client. It explained that this customer-focused approach sets the new facility apart in Ghana's competitive hospitality space.
The hotel is an experience, so what we are here to provide personalized service. This is what we are working on, and this is what we are concentrating on, to have each and everyone who will visit the hotel will have his own experience.
Partner and Executive Director at Aleph Hospitality, Neil George, added the hotel's facilities were deliberately designed to meet the needs of the Ghanaian market, stressing its relevance to both domestic and international guests.
We think we have quite a unique offer here at the Pelican, because we are not a deluxe luxury hotel with prices that go with it. We are a high quality establishment which offers very spacious rooms, which is quite unique in the market. For the local residents, we have incredible food and beverage facilities. You would have seen the atrium, which is open air with a live pizza cooking station and a bar. We have the Beak restaurant downstairs for more casual dining, and yet another food and beverage outlet which will be opening soon.
Director of Diaspora Affairs Kofi Kapito praised the initiative, pointing out that the opening of the Pelican Hotel coincides with preparations for December in Ghana, an annual campaign that attracts thousands of visitors from the diaspora. He also highlighted the hotel's role in creating employment opportunities for many Ghanaians.
Just ahead of December is Ghana. It's one of the new monumental buildings up in the city. And I know that quite a number of people are coming into town. We already have an arrangement with them at the Diaspora Affairs office to make sure that we bring some traffic here. Those who are graduating or have graduated from, culinary school, from the hospitality institutions looking for job opportunities, this is something new for them. And of course, there are quite a number of Ghanaians that have been employed here. And knowing DSTV, they're very intentional about hiring Ghanaians. So, reducing employment in the hospitality space.
The launch of Pelican Hotel signals renewed confidence in Ghana's hospitality industry and is expected to contribute significantly to the country's tourism drive.
And that's it for business. I am Michelle Ejekum. For more business news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Lawra.
Thank you so much for bringing us business, Michelle. And let's take you back to our earlier story, where ahead of the grand finale of our Energy Commission Renewable Energy Challenge, slated for October 7, finalists at Didome Senior High School have been sharing how preparations are going so far.
In the quiet town of Didome, in the Central Town District of the Volta region, confidence is running high. Didome Senior High School has qualified for the grand finals of the prestigious Energy Challenge program for the senior high schools. The 3-member student team is not just preparing, they are aiming to win. With heads down and spirits up, they are diving into their final preparations. The students, Ephraim Dachomo, Welinam Alose, and Dongo Gadjagma, are very confident of winning the trophy.
For me, I felt this is really going to be great, and we are really going to make an impact. We actually went for the STEMI regional camp, and there we met as a winner. So that was where the whole thing started. We're actually in a group And then finally, the three of us were picked to work on a project for this very one. We went for the region, hoping that if for that, I will be able to place at least second or third. And then, to our surprise, we actually won. And so we got to realize that, yes, this is actually going to be great. If we should put in an effort and we should work on this project, we believe that it's going to send us far. And we're actually hoping. So when we went to the zona and we announced to the second, it's actually a mind-blowing experience.
I'm going to win this. I'm going to bring the trophy to our school. I'm going to I have the courage and I have the hope. I'm going to encourage my ladies that this is a good opportunity. This platform is very good for ladies especially, because anytime we go with guys, they always see us the ladies.
The journey has been interesting. Looking at we starting from the region to the zonal, and now we are going to the national. Honestly, I wasn't expecting what I expected, but I'm happy and I'm glad I involved myself in this competition.
The teachers, Mr. Atta Boysen Goffred and Mr. Odum Shadrach Asari, says it's been a journey of growth and resilience. Despite a few challenges, they remain confident in their team.
So far so good. After the zonal competition, we are working very hard. We are second, so we want to be first this time around. So with the suggestions and the input by the judges and some of the experts in the field, we are taking them into consideration.
Have you faced challenges?
A lot. First, financial issues. So some of the things we have to pre-finance, and getting money from management is also very difficult task. And the old students too are not also helping in that regard. And some of the things we cannot get some of the electronic components. We have to travel all the way from here to Accra, and it's difficult to come back.
For our students, they are good in making these projects, but we are faced with challenges, and these challenges hinder us from harnessing the full potential of these students. Now we are making an appeal to the government, benevolent organization, those that are interested in STEM education, to come to our aid in supporting these students to come up with their full potential in the STEM education.
The headmaster, Dr. Vincent Jidula Atiku, says regardless of the outcome, the school already considers this a win.
The STEM program is a practical program, and we are trying to depart from the bookish kind of education system that we have.
That's it for Joy News Desk. You should log on to myjoyonline.com for more of our local and international stories. I'm Noella Karanyali. Enjoy the rest of our programming. Bye.